Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm Michelle Corvath. And today has been a pretty good day. We didn't get to see the sun. We have got, as you can tell by my throat as well, we've got ourselves a fair amount of smoke here. So that's all coming from all the fires on the west coast of the United States. We don't have any fires that are causing this much smoke happening here in our area. Hey, Darby. Hi, Darlene. Good to see you both. Good to feel you both. See your little icons, I guess. That's what I mean by seeing you. Yeah, today, hi, Desley. Today was kind of an inside day. Did go and pick our apples. The bears have been coming about and coming about. And last night they were very persistent, came back a couple times. So today we went out there, and what the wasps haven't got, the bears can share with them. And we got the rest. So tonight for dinner, we're having apple pie. I like it when we have breakfast or when we have dessert for dinner. It's fun, a fun way to do it. So yes, after my live, I get to have apple pie for my dinner. So there, the smell of that pie, it has to do with what we're talking about today. So having to do with pleasure and exciting our brain cells. So the hi Stacy, that was talking about smell. So that sets off endorphins. And the endorphins are the result of pleasure exciting that brain cell. They are the frequency waves that are moving through the body. So dopamine is the pleasure hormone, and it's released when we're engaged in a pleasurable stimuli. So things like food. And right now I'm getting the smell. So my nose is stimulated this way in regards to what's going on with that pie cooking in the oven. So the higher that stimuli, the more pleasure endorphins are being kicked out there. And regards to the types as well. You had pie a few weeks ago. See, it's a pie day. And you need this today. Good, Desley. So these are smells bring forward our memories of the past. And memories, they're connected to sense, and that is our scent is to be found the strongest out of anything. The connection to scent is found, it begins our memories are as early as 0 to 7. That's when the scent memories click in. They're stored in the limbic system, and that's the primitive part of our brain. So that's what clicks us in, right? That's why it's the strongest. It is a part of our survival. It, our smelling of our mothers, right? You smell your baby. You know the smell of your baby when you pick up a baby. If they put a whole row of babies, brand new, you would know the smell of your baby. That's how animals know the smells of their babies, and why some babies are built without a smell when they're first born to protect them. So it's part of our survival program. And smells taken in during this time of your life, they're linked to and associated with certain memories. And I know, like, so apple pie, the smell of spring, when you smell the cottonwood buds, I know for me is something that just I love that smell. You can smell snow coming in the air, all these things that it triggers, certain perfumes, certain smells. I know the lady that raised me, when she was busy, especially during this time of the year, cooking, canning, working, this lady was pretty phenomenal. She had 7 children, and then she brought myself into the picture, never mind whoever else showed up at the door to be fed. So during this time of the year, you'd come in, and I remember, oh boy, I'd be halfway down our alleyway, which was about a city block, and you could smell it. The smell of donuts would hit the air, And whoever I was walking with, my girlfriend that back then, Kim Naniga, she knew that smell gone. I was running as fast as I could to get home because I knew I was having donuts for lunch that day. I could have a donut. She would make a jelly filled donut for me. And that smell. And then her hug, the smell of her hugs, the sweat after a sweaty, hard working day. She had, oh, it was body odor. That's the only word. But you know what? That was her smell. You'd bury your head into her chest and you could just smell her. And that was love. That was her. So that's how it is so connected to memories. Fairy floss from the shows. Oh, okay, cotton candy. Yeah, when you're walking down a midway, going to, so we have carnivals and such. That's when I know cotton candy comes to my mind right away. So the smell of that cotton candy and the hot dogs and such. Hi, Shanoa. So there was also a gentleman named Dr. Edward Bach, and he developed, it was called the Bach flower system. Some of you may be familiar with it. So that has to do with essence of flowers and their vibration. There's a flower for each one of us. So, and each little thing that we're working through, there is a flower that will help us. So he discovered that the vibrations, they can be specially adapted and they can help reestablish our equilibrium, bringing us back to balance us, right? So for every emotion and characteristic, there is a flower that corresponds with it. So if you have a child um, as mad could be, they would call it the holly child. So the emotion of anger, with his studies, what he learned was that you can heal these negative emotions and, by balancing willow and holly together, and it would create an essence that would calm the child. So it's not only good for us, it works for animals as well. When we're working with essential oils and such and scents, though, we need to be very, very careful. Um, be sure of what you're doing because they aren't completely the same as us, right? So you have to be sure you're using the right ones. So um, the oils and the molecules, they vibrate at a frequency that matches with the body. So there's actual charts that you can get. I have my cheat chart here. Oh, there's Bonnie. Bonnie's looking for us again. Hopefully she can find us. So um, as I, in the work that I do, as you know, I always use colors, smells. I'm using frequency all the time, bringing in frequencies from all over the place. So not only here, from other dimensions. But with this today is definitely, so we're using scent. So rose, as we've talked about this before, one of the highest ones in frequency, 320. And it breaks its way down. Frankincense, 147. Bringing these in are important through the day. Um, I have one friend, she actually, I post her. She makes little smelling tubes, just like how when we were kids, we used to have Vicks. I don't know if anybody knows about that. In my age group, you definitely will know. Remember the little smelly. Now they have them so that you can bring in these scents during the day. You're having a little, say something's going on. You need to clear your mind. You need to be fresh. Have a stick that has a smell of lemon. Have a cotton ball in a bag, smell of lemon. If you need to calm yourself down, bring in lavender. Lavender is 118 and it will help you. It will bring you into that place. So those, as we were saying, those frequencies, they vibrate and they're going to match those in your body and they're going to help bring some balance. That's why it works so quickly. So each scent and each color, um, They all come with their own frequencies and their own values. So you rose, that's the smell. I mean, I was just thinking of that too as well, Stacy. So Stacy gets the smell of rose when she has visits from grandma. Those are other keys. So scent, spirit uses scent all the time as well. I guess this kind, we said we are going to talk about this and talk about spirit. So this is where spirit comes in because these smells. There's times I'll get the smell of coffee. Now I can only think I wake up and smell the coffee. That was interesting, that little fellow that just flew through here. When I'm out in the garden, the rosemary. Oh my Lord. I could just stand. I'd like to touch it and then just hold my hand to my nose. The dog comes by. She also enjoys that smell. Have you ever watched animals? They will brush by certain plants. They are picking up that scent, the smell of spruce or pine. It's healing that pine. It's a fresh, clean smell. So some people right away, pine sol, if you think of when you were a child or when your mom was cleaning, those smells coming in. I remember we had the bottle with the green label of the trees, same as the hangers in the car. So all these things, they are affecting. And of course, if they're not a good essence, they're going to affect you in a different manner, right? They can work in a negative way if that's not what your body is needing at that time, or if that essence isn't something of good quality. You have to watch what you're bringing in. Is there chemicals in it? Do you know where it was grown? Do you know how? So those things I always find are very important, especially when I'm working and creating it into a medicine. Bakeries and bread, that's another one for me, Desley. That because food is one of my addictions, especially sugars. Hi, Bonnie. You made it awesome. Seeing your dog rubs plants. We had a dog, Buddy, and he absolutely loved catnip. He would get mad when the cats, we have feral cats that would come through, or neighborhood cats that would come through, and they would be near his catnip. It would make him very angry. So you'll see how that works, how these scents, how these things are a part of this, that vibration. Notice it when you go out. I know when I get to smell the lilacs, it changes your mood. It changes what's taking place in your body. Your body is happy, it's excited. Hi, Chandri. So each scent and color and sound, they all come with their own frequency value. Even elements in the periodic table, if you think about that in school, the body identifies with the frequencies in there. We have silver, we have gold. We use all of these in healing. Copper. If you think of these things, sulfur, they're all have a frequency. So, and the body identifies with them. People around the world, I mean, we all use crystals and stones to assist in bringing calm energies or grounding. Colors that we surround ourselves by as well, they bring in energy in many different forms. First and foremost, we've got nature, right? Look at the colors there, the textures, the colors, the smells. They're all connected. Think of yourself when you get to go spend some time out in nature, how you feel. Vanilla and caramel, see, baking, those are yours, Desley, definitely. I love them at this time of year. Oh my God, fall and wintertime to have that smell of those things taking place. Uh, he loves to rub his back on the grass. Yes, my dog does too. A fresh grass that when it's been cut. So you think of all these the colors that surround us with nature, the colors of our clothes, our furniture, right? Some days you're splashy and colorful. Maybe you're hiding, maybe you're in dark black, trying to blend in. They all say something. Are you wearing purple? What are you healing that day? Are you wearing yellow? Where is your body? Where's your mind? What's taking place? So, in this in itself, learning what those frequencies are doing in your body, what's going on in your body. The lighter the color, what happens there? So we raise the frequency by bringing these things in. So if we bring in violet, it's one of the highest. We bring that color in, right? And you think of your chakras when you go through them as well, when you're bringing these colors in. If you're craving them, why are you wearing that today? Why is that going on? Your body's communicating to you, the frequencies are coming through. So when you got violet pumping in, you're wearing lots of purple, or you're surrounding yourself, you find all of a sudden you're surrounding yourself. There was a year, oh my Lord, for Christmas, everything I received was purple. Absolutely everything. A wallet, luggage, house coat, everything I owned was purple. I was the purple fairy princess for a very long time. Lots of healing going on. At times it was burgundies, other times yellows. Think about what's taking place. What's your body? How does your body feel when you're putting that in there? What's going on? So the food we eat even, right? When we're putting those colors in, we're feeding our body. Well, greens, Chandri, that's the heart chakra. If you think of greens, that's the heart chakra. You're working in that area. There's something taking place. Your body wants that color. It helps heal in certain areas of the body. So, color therapy is actually chromotherapy healing. So, clinical studies show that if you put a child in a red room, they're going to get angry. They're going to get angry as they are in that place. And then you take them out and you put them in a blue room, and they're going to become calm instantly, just relaxed and calm down. If you ever gone into certain buildings and noticed the coloring of the hallways, they're blue. Different colors are going to bring forward that. Purple is healing. You're working with healing light there. And bright pinks. So that brings you into the reds, right? So you have to look at the color scale. There's many, many different color scales out there. I can post a couple more again. So the faster the vibration, the warmer the color. So the slower the vibration brings in a cooler color. So red is going to be a warm. Think of hot fire, right? Red hot. So it's a warm color. When you think of blue, we think of kind of icy colors, right? So there, that is a cooler color. So there again, you're bringing in temperatures as well, bringing in a different vibration. So these colors bring in. Purple is healing. Yeah. So you're bringing in healing. You're working on different things, and it's a heavy duty healing time, perhaps. You're multitasking. They've said no such thing. Our brain just thinks we are, because we actually half the time have to stop doing what we're doing in order to do the other thing. So, so now not only color, we have sound, and that we all know. I would assume, I would hope everyone understands that sound has a frequency, right? So we're more familiar with it in regards to speaking about frequency this way is because sound is ranging from rain falling, sound of a creek running, waves of the ocean crashing or a lake crashing up on the shores. So music and sound, they've been used since the beginning of time. Beginning, way back. You think of drumming, right? Tribal drums and dancing and the angelic singing, raising their voices high. If you think of these different levels, these frequencies control uh, the amount of dopamine that's being released throughout the body when they bring in their energy waves. So that's kind of cool. So when you're using frequency, um, color, sound, scent, You know that it's actually releasing the energy from the cells and it's replacing it with that element of the frequency that's being pumped in. So if you're eating, say you're eating red food, the color of that food is bringing in that frequency. And also if that food is a raw, say vegetable, fresh, or it's dried, it carries a frequency as well. So that's what we were saying in regards to food having a frequency. So it's important to know about our foods as well. They they have a frequency. Our processed foods actually have zero. The minute you can something, so as soon as you hot cook something, you're really removing the frequency out of it. You kill that frequency. You wilt it. And you'll see that when you're cooking something, it wilts. Everything turns, the meat turns brown, it goes away from the red, the life is taken out of it. Yes. So there again, Stacy, red cars, anger. They say when someone wears red into a party, they're coming in, they're making a statement. I'm here. The party's here. That red car, fast, racy, fast car, right? In the same sense, that energy, anger goes with it. You see a lot of energy here. Yeah, there is. You love lime green and just bought a green shirt and glasses in your favorite lime green and neon pink. There you go. So you've got a lot of heart healing going on, Chandri, right? So green and pink is love. Your third eye must be activating. It's always activating, Desley. It's always trying to gather information. It's whether we're doing what we need to do to allow it to flow through. Yeah, that's the big thing. So, and then remember, the other thing that has frequency and a vibration is also how we are feeling, where we are. Hi, Denise, where we are in our life right now. So, are you walking around feeling powerless? Do you feel guilty about things? Are you walking around with a lot of hatred? Do you have insecurity things going on? Right? These are all really low frequency things that are taking place. So, and as we heal, we bring them up. So we do lower our frequency. Ever notice often when you are working through some of these things, you will catch a cold. That's happening because you are lowering your frequency as you're digging through this, right? The quicker you make it through it, then you can bring that frequency. Your frequency is going to drop. And the more often we're pulling and working these things through, you're not going to have those crashes and uprises of frequency. Because believe me, as you're going from 3D to 5D, you're going like this. You're on a roller coaster. You are not going just humming along. Do, 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 do. No, the road's not straight. It is not going to work that way. You are going to be dipping and diving, doing all kinds of skidding out. That's what's taking place. Bringing yourself out of these things, right? Frustration, pessimism. If you're impatient with your growth, impatient with your healing, impatient with that. Impatient. Why? Are you stuck? Are you sitting? Irritated? Are you worried? Is there rage? How are you working through? Are you using tools? Working that vibration through, bring in the color, bring in that smell, bring in all those things we just finished talking about because that raises the frequency, which what does it do? It gets those endorphins, gets that moving through your body. Dopamine is pumping. That's what you want to be having happen, right? Those are the important things. Sore shoulders. So you're worried about money, you're worried about family. And if you got attacked the other night, that's because you're not sitting in your own power. You're sitting in fear. So the more you sit in fear, Desley, the more you're going to have that experience. So I suggest Get out of fear, because otherwise it's just going to continue happening. Just going to keep lowering the frequency because you stepping back, not stepping in. So now this is about now that in line of integrity, right? Where you're stepping forward, you're positive, looking at all these positive things, belief, hopefulness, right? Happiness. The door to happiness doesn't open outwards. That's what the meme says. It opens in. So you got to deep dig in, dig in, dig in, dig in. Eagerness, right? Empowerment, freedom, love. Love is key. Happiness, laughter, key. Happiness is key. Laughter has one of the highest frequencies. Love and laughter. The more you bring that in, the better. It is so important, so important that you are bringing a lot of laughter this weekend. Oh my gosh, a lot of laughter. I can't even. My ribs were even still sore today. When I was at Mia, we went to do a certain move, and I was like, whoa, I feel that. And that was because we were laughing so hard. My cheeks hurt. I was snorting. I was, and when I have to do that, that's heavy duty laughing. So I had my fill, let me tell you, 2 days of just the best laughter going. So it's important to bring those things in. Bring in that love, the love of what we were doing. We were all out in the bush, out in the mountains, out by a creek. So that's important. Those are very important ways of bringing your frequency up. Doing what you love. If you're always doing things you don't love, well, your frequency is just going to keep dropping. So bringing in smells, even when you aren't able to physically do it. So that's why I always say how important it is our meditation, our imagination. Get into your imagination. Let the kid in you come out. Come out, inner child, come out and bring them forward so that you're able to bring these other frequencies in. You're at work, you're typing away, you're filing, you have a deadline, you are stacking shelves, you're scrubbing floors, you're hauling wood, you're scrubbing, whatever it is you're doing. Start breathing the color blue in. Just bring a color in. Raise your frequency. Think of a smell. Bring it in. Take your imagination and use it in those ways to assist yourself, to awaken the healer, to bring it forward. Before you know it, you will just do them without even thinking. Like I've said, I've seen a blue dot, and when I see the blue dot, bang, I'm breathing. I breathe in. You had a fun night the other night laughing with pot. There you go. So it has many purposes. But the next day you had a huge hangover. Oh, well, maybe you overdid it. So figure out your quantities, perhaps. That sounds like you. You were snorting. Your son and you were laughing so hard today at the orthodontist. He laughs harder at me for snorting. Yes, I bet he did. I know because that whenever I snorted, and we always, then it would go into like a seal sound. And then everyone would, I remember as a teenager, that whatever we were laughing at was never even close to as funny as what happened after that started up. When the snort and the went on, then look out. And they bring back fun memories. So you get to double laugh at them often, triple laugh at things like that. So do those things. These are tools that are free. They don't cost nothing. You are able to just have it, to just be. Bring that color in, bring a smell in. What is it from childhood that you just loved? especially if that's where we hold our best ones, our favorite ones. I still love the smell of a barn, of the farm. I love going out in the wilderness, especially into the trees and smelling the trees. Your third eye was hurting. Oh, bring a color in. It solves so many issues. Ask your body what color. It'll bring it right away. You don't have to ask. Just it will bring it. The body is already equipped with all the knowledge. You have to put your brain aside so that you can follow through with this. And knowing that all these frequencies, when they get vibrating within your body, they are going to make some changes, right? It the euphoric feeling you get, that's your reward. So in using them, and you can't tell me after you've released some energy out of your body that you don't have a euphoric or settled feeling, a very calm feeling. Roses or syrup or your dad's old house. And that, see, for my dad, it was Old Spice cologne, and I know it wasn't. I always thought it was drum tobacco and found out it wasn't drum tobacco. My brother said, no, it wasn't. I said, yeah, but it was. So there was something there in the tobacco. Hi, Alejandria. I'm doing fine, thanks. How are you? So what flower do you think you'd be associated with? I tell you, it has to do with your moods and such. Last week's meditation was very releasing. Good. So in the ones like that, Desley, especially through what we're coming to the equinox here. We only got a few more days on the 22nd equinox. Then definitely plug it in a few more times. White Shoulders cologne, okay. My grandmother used Camay and the smell of Camay soap. Oh my gosh, I love that smell. So there's many things that trigger us and bring us to a place. So when you are feeling ill, when something you've got a headache, oh there, and my husband is across the room and he just took the apple pie out of the oven and he was going like this to the smell up to his nose. Ooh, orange tiger lilies is another good one. And I like bergamot or bee balm. That is an amazing smell as well. Mint. I don't know. I spend a lot of time walking through my yard smelling. I rub my hand against them. I smell it. I walk a few more steps. I get the next one. And same as snacking. So there, our taste. That's another scent. Think of what things taste like. If we didn't have scent, we wouldn't taste. It's because our taste buds get fried, right? The connection disappears. So now why don't we all pick a color? Let's bring in some good energy here. Bring in some frequency from spirit. Up, bring in some color. I'm going for the color yellow I keep getting. So my body's requesting yellow. I can see my mom here. When I get yellow, I tend to know my mom's around and about because that was her favorite color. Whenever I'm using yellow, she tends to be assisting in some way or another. Oh, that is going to be so nice, Denise. So there's also I have one. It's a nightshade. It's called night stalk or evening stalk. Oh my gosh! In the night air, and it wafts up. It is just amazing. And it likes to bring in the hummingbird moths. So you have them fluttering about at night. There we go. Lots of good energy. Fresh raspberries. That's another good one. So now I've got the color yellow. What smells are we going to bring in? I think Dustin's bringing in fresh raspberries. I'm going to bring in Night Stalk because I just talking about it. That's the one I'm bringing in. Now I'm just letting it go through my body where it needs to flow. Your Peyton Natsy's room, lavender purple. Oh, beautiful. That'll be so nice. That'll be so soothing and healing in there. What an awesome color. That's cool. Oh, Desley, you picked pink. So I've got yellow, I've got the nightshade, and I can feel it. I've got some action going on in my shoulders. So start paying attention. What's your body doing right now while we're doing this? What's happening? What's taking place? Do you feel anything? Are things moving? I also feel some things going on in my throat chakra. So I know because of the smoke and such, and I've been out camping and partaking in things I normally don't. So I've got some throat chakra stuff going on. And it's really a time of people coming forward and speaking up about what is taking place in their communities, what's taking place in your own backyard. Never mind what's going on TV, on the news. What's taking place right there in front of you? It's really bringing an awareness, just letting awareness kind of drip down your forehead, allowing you to see what's taking place, not to worry about what's going on all over everywhere else. What's going on right within your own little community, within your own home. You're really energetic. Awesome. So a smell. I'm doing a smell change. I'm gonna go into, see, now I can smell cinnamon, so I have to have my cinnamon here from my apple pie. So my body requested that. You may notice that your body's asking for another color, another smell. Maybe there's a sound that you need. So if you think of the scales, each of those notes all also have to do with that frequency. Because we were talking about sound before, right? So the crown chakra, the third eye, the base of the brain, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar plexus, the spleen, down to base and down to your root. We all have a sound that also helps penetrate. So perhaps it's bring in a sound, hum, um, bring your color in, bring your smell in. That frequency, it's going to let those endorphins loose. It's going to open up those little cells. It's going to release the emotion, release that energy out. How do you remove shoulder pain? Well, shoulder pain comes from emotion. All pain comes from emotion. So you have to recognize it first, Desley. Recognize it, acknowledge it, let it go. Everybody thinks we have to know everything. Have to know why that happened. Why did this happen? Why does it hurt? If spirit's going to allow you to just walk through this with some pain and all you have to do is acknowledge it and let it go, I suggest doing that. Bring in some color, bring in some sound, bring in a smell, vibrate it out of there. Frequency. The body responds and understands it. Animals understand far more than any human I've ever worked with. A dog will walk over to me and present its place so that it can show me where the energy needs to be, and it's done. If it, they will come back and forth. They'll allow the energy to flow in for a bit, then they'll walk away. A few minutes later, after that slow down, they'll come back. They'll keep, they are so unbelievable. I wish people would click in. Children are very good at this. Very, very good at this. They understand it. So that's what's important, Desley. Acknowledge that emotion and let it go. I can already feel you. So the what's blue? So blue would be that cooler color, right? A cool, colder color. So say you tore a muscle. It would be really good to put some coolness on there, right? To ice pack it. So taking a cool color and placing that on there. So take the color blue, say, and put it there. You've got sore shoulders, the muscles. First thing doctor always says, right? Put some ice on it. A few minutes later, put some heat on it. I always suggest if there's an infection, don't use the color red. It's hot. You don't want to heat that infection up too much because you're going to spread it, right? You don't want to cause an issue. I think of things like that because when I use the actual red lights, there's lights that you can use in all the type of light for healing, and you don't use it on when you have an infection. So muscles, bring in lavender, even in here. Use your imagination. You have got an injury. You've torn a muscle. Bring in some comfrey. Pack that muscle with comfrey in your imagination. Bring in the lavender to help with the muscle bruising. Then bring in the color blue to bring in that ice to cover it. Allow it to be. Even now, you've got something going on. Use your mind. Quantum healing. You are using your mind. You're using frequencies. Mint green. That's a good one. Oh, Denise, any messages? One of you have a son who's going to be asking for some assistance, is what I'm getting. So there needs some advice and he likes some assistance. He's going to be coming to you for that, Denise. You feel the cold. Okay. So now, Desley, another thing one of my granddaughters did used a dragon, an ice dragon. We had went. My son was getting married, and his stepdaughter. Uh, they were all sunburnt, and we were talking about what we could use. And she said, "I'm going to bring in an ice dragon." So before you know it, all of them were using ice dragons, and you could feel the skin temperature cool. So thoughts create reality. Know that. Know the power of that. Understand the power of that. It's very important that you understand the power of that. So, Shandri, this is yours. You need to talk to somebody. You've been holding something back, and you need to tell them. Holy Moses, your throat almost feels like at times where it's closing right up. You have to say something about something that's going on. There's a bit of being taken advantage of, and you need to address that. You need to stand up, stand in your warrior power. There we go. How does that feel? Yeah, So I'm just saying your son he's coming in regards to either advice or assistance. Lots of energy with it, that's for sure. So now, because I'm getting so much throat stuff right now with everybody here, holy Moses, with everybody here, I'd like everyone to focus the color pink on your throats. Envision you're drinking down a thick, milk, what is it? Pepto-Bismol is that pink, pink, pink. I would like you to envision drinking something to that effect down the throat so it moves slowly, coating the whole thing, allowing it to penetrate through all the cells, bringing in that color pink. And Desley, messages for you. Oh, big yawn. So there's a major energy shift. It's going to be time for some resting, but during this rest time, you are going to be moving forward with making sure that you're following through with using your tools, creating that habit. So not moving forward, there's not going to be much more healing taking place in the next little bit here, right? It's letting the body adjust. It's allowing the body to process everything that's taking place, and then it's going to move forward. So self-care is key right now, Desley. So this is where tests come in to see, are you going to follow through or are you going to slide back to old habits? That's what they're showing here. Keep focusing that pink. Really got some real hymns. Alejandria. Your mom been sick again? I keep getting chest, showing chest and labored breathing, having troubles breathing. So there it is. It's sea salt and it comes in an inhaler, a ceramic inhaler. And I would strongly suggest this, Alejandria. I'm going to send you the information. I'll send it to you after this. You inhale it and into the lungs. You start off like 3 to 5 minutes, just slowly bringing it in, and it helps cleansing these lungs. This is something that would benefit her hugely. We have little places we can go, and you go into this room, and it's nothing but all this wonderful sea salt. Okay, and it helps cleanse, and that's what I'm really seeing. She really needs something going on here. Definitely. Yeah, very good. Oh, cool. There you go. I hope so. Hi, Tara. Oh, you've been slack. Well, there you go. No, she hasn't. Well, I'm seeing there's something going on. Someone, and I'm sure it's your mom. There's something coming up with their lungs. So if they mention it, then you've got the information, I think, already. Oh, gluten-free bed. Yoo-hoo. I, on the most part, make gluten-free bread. I use a lot of ancient grains. So I use flaxseed and things like that to create that gluteny feeling that makes it bubbly and airy. And then I don't use yeast. So you have a salt room. Oh, well, you should go, Denise. They're awesome. They are so good for the lungs. Awesome, awesome cleansers. Yeah, they are fabulous. I highly recommend them. Strongly suggest if, especially anyone, COPD, anything like that, you have lung issues, oh my gosh, they will help you move forward. Can I send you the recipe? Sure. I do sourdoughs. That's all we use. I use spelt. Everything's the same. Everything's exactly the same in the recipes. It's just I use a sourdough and spelt flour usually, or red fife is another nice one. I don't tend to use many nut flours. Sometimes hazelnut I like. It's got a good flavor. So how's that throat? Is everyone's throat? I still got some. I can feel some that are quite still groggy. There's still lots to be done everywhere. Pardon me. They have salt. Yeah, the entire room is covered in is salt. It's absolutely everywhere. And you lay in there, sitting there, playing there. You can take kids in, if especially asthma, things like that. Well, you think salt's a purifier, right? They use it to, we use it to purify. There's always, it depends on how many yeast, wild yeast you have in the air, right? And the warmer it is, the better. So that's key as well. And it is that time of year. You lost the elderberry recipe. Oh, well, that one's easy. 1 cup of elderberries, 4 cups of water, half a lemon, 3 cinnamon sticks, 12 cloves. And then bring it to boil. Then let it simmer. And I let mine simmer all day. And then once it's cool, I drain everything off and I put in 1 cup of honey. Your heart chakra is pulling, okay? Snow mold. So that's every February. I have snow mold horribly. So you start by activated charcoal is huge. And now masks. This is when a mask would come in, Chandri. This is when a mask comes in. And you have to watch him because it will activate the cold sore virus. So if he has ever had any exposure, he will have to really watch sores in his nose, cold sores on his face and such, because that snow mold will trigger that. So lysine to put into that system when you're charcoaling. And I have a whole ritual. When I go to Edmonton, you should see. My face swelled up the last time it was, we were laughing so hard. The first day, my nose was a little puffy. By day 2, my nose was really puffy. By day 3, the face was puffy. I was just this huge puffy. My son, when he was 8 years old, he passed away on the way to the hospital having an asthma attack, is what we thought it was. Found out it was a heart attack, but we didn't find out that until he was in his 30s. But at any rate, the snow mold would trigger breathing issues every year as well. You've been having pain in the middle of your back for a week now. So, Tara, dig in. What emotion is sitting there? Has to do with something that you have either done or something someone has done to you that has been kept hidden and a secret. That's why it's in the back where nobody can see it. So, find it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and let it go. That's what this month is all about. 555. There you go, Tara. Just for you. Do I take it? I take elderberry syrup, yes. Um, now that we don't get to hang out or see anybody, it's not going to be as big of an issue. But it's very good. It boosts up your immune system wonderfully. Lots of vitamins in it, especially through the winter. If you're not, see, before you wouldn't have had any fresh fruit or any fresh vegetables. You would have been eating dried fruits, dried vegetables, canned vegetables, and such. And now we are able to have fresh. I'm thinking as things go in the next little bit, we may not have that option. We may be back to drying and canning, and that's what we'll be having. So, to make sure that we have things like elderberry syrup, to make sure that we're getting those vitamins and vitamin C intake. I have, yeah, see, I get strobing. The half and half happens often. Depends what I'm talking about. Do I see visitors from out of state coming to see you? I'm not getting anything on that, Denise. They're not showing me. What is the best calcium supplement? Well, I can't really answer that because I don't take them. You'll have to research. Ask your body. Go to your store. Hold the jar against your thymus. Ask your body. It's going to move for yes or for no, just as the sheet. I've handed it out. It's online. Go through it. Talk to your body. Is the kind from the store just as effective? Um, I don't know how they make it. I know how I make mine. Chandra, it's so easy. You go and you buy dried elderberries and you get cinnamon sticks and some cloves. Those three things, a half of a lemon. Put them in a pot and you're going to boil it. And then you have a half a cup of honey, but you wait till the liquid is cool because you don't want, we want what's in the honey. If we get it hot, kills all the good things in the honey. So I'll do the elderberry syrup again on the site. You got a new group of friends. Awesome. Things will come together. You have to be patient. Everybody's always in such a hurry. Your mom's right shoulder's hurting. So that has to do with family. There's things that she's working through in regards to family. I just finished a whole bunch of that stuff and I get it. I know it hurts. Stay home since March and now you're going out places. Oh, there you go. So yes, I'll make sure that I do the elderberry recipe. If not, I'll make sure it's there for tomorrow anyway. Can't guarantee it tonight. Yeah, your mom's still in hospital, isn't she, Chandri? Seeing there's still some things that she's working through before she's going to get to be able to come home. There's something else taking place right now. Oh, still make it, Denise. It's not like you wouldn't use it or need it there, believe me. Yeah, I would. Big bonus for you, you get sunshine. Looks like now the wind's going to start coming down the mountain. It's already started moving the smoke, so we'll be able to breathe clear tonight. You're welcome, Alejandria. So everybody have a great couple days, and I will see you again on Thursday. Practice your tools, use your frequency, use your imagination, have fun with it, play, learn your body, get to know each other. You've been hanging out for a long time. You got a long time to hang out yet, even more. So get to know each other. Bring forward the frequencies, bring forward that healing. I love you. Have a great night. See you on Thursday.